Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I am redoing my bathroom, so kind of redecorating it. It's very like a 1950s kind of pastel vibes, which is what it was before we moved here. And I just kind of kept it the same. But now that I've been here for a while, I just felt like I wanted to have more of a 70s kind of theme. So I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been collecting things for a while too. So I was super excited to do that. So I took everything off the walls to get ready to paint, but I thought I would just show you all of the things I have for this makeover. Some of it is thrifted, some of it I just bought new. You've probably seen some of this over the last year or two as well in like different thrift hauls, but I did find some vintage towels, which I'm very excited about. I love these two in particular. They're not from the same company I thought they were, but I feel like they go really well together and kind of have the same type of vibe. So I had found those a long time ago. I think those were the first ones that I found. And then I did just recently purchase these new, just these hand towels in this brown color. It's really hard to find the shades that I want. Like I'm thinking avocado, harvest gold. But I did find this towel as well more recently, like maybe within the last 6 months to a year. And then I really like this one as well. And then I found another one that was very similar. I thought it actually might be the same when I found this one separately, but not quite the same, but pretty close. I've been thinking about doing this for a few years now, so I've just been kind of collecting things as I can. Now this one is actually new, but I saw this at my dollar store one day, but it reminds me of vintage towels. It looks like seashells. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but that's what it reminds me of, in this brown color. So I thought I would pick that up to see if I could use it in there. If not, it's not a big deal. But I did want like new hand towels so that, because I change it every day so they get washed a ton, so I didn't want to use vintage ones and have them like worn out. I'm trying to use the vintage ones for more like decorative. And at the same time, I actually found this hook that suction cups with this green flower, which I just kind of thought was very retro, so I did get that. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it or not. So I'd been searching for vintage curtains for the bathroom for quite some time. I did not find any, so I did just order these from Amazon, just these sheer like in a burnt orange kind of color. They were pretty inexpensive. They're not like the greatest quality, but I just wanted to get this done. I didn't want to wait until I found all of the perfect vintage things. So I also ordered this shower curtain from Amazon. I looked for a very long time for a vintage shower curtain. I only found one that I liked, but it was very expensive, and I just felt like it was not a good use of money to spend like $100 on a vintage shower curtain when I could just get something that was kind of a similar vibe. This one has a lot of the colors that I wanted, like a harvest gold, a burnt orange. So I wish the flowers were a bit smaller because I feel like that would make it look more vintage, but overall I think it's a pretty good option. It wasn't very expensive either. And I did find some bath mats though that were in like what I think is pretty close to avocado green. They're super fluffy too, which reminds me of like shag carpet a little. I don't know, some people are grossed out by that, but like it's just me and John that live here. We don't have kids or anything, and like no one ever comes to visit us. And I wash them all the time, so it doesn't gross me out. But I could see if like you had kids or like company a lot, or like maybe a lot of people living in your house, how it could be. But I don't know. I also grew up in the era where people had like full-blown wall-to-wall carpet in their bathrooms, so like that to me is a lot worse than like being able to wash a mat. I also got this vintage clock, which I'm obsessed with. I got this a few years ago when I went to an antique fair, like an outdoor one. I filmed it, so some of you might remember, but I've just kind of been waiting to use it, and I'm super excited that I finally get to put it up. And I think I paid around $20 or $25 for that. I don't think it was more than 25. I also got this vintage like Kleenex box holder. This was really inexpensive. I found it at the thrift store I used to work at, actually. And you can also hang it on the wall. I wasn't sure if I was going to. I actually haven't hung it on the wall, but I think it would be nice to do that. But Kleenex boxes were so much bigger back then, because I've bought the biggest Kleenex box I can find, and there's still a bunch of room inside. So some things that I'm keeping are these containers. They're like clear acrylic, but they have like gold flecks in them. And then if you've been following for a while, you know that my mom made this for me when she was doing like her cancer treatment, and she's since passed away, so it's like super special to me. So I'm definitely keeping that. Just yellow, not harvest gold. I also have this vintage like bathroom solo cup holder. We don't actually like use the cups or anything, but it's just for like decoration. I do want to find more cups that I can like fill it up. This came like new in the package when I bought it. It just came with like 10 or so cups. I also kind of have this like space age type mirror that I keep in the bathroom. I don't really ever use it, and I just keep a shower cap in the back part. And then this, some of you might remember, this was my grandma's. It was in her bathroom when I was growing up, and I didn't realize she still had it, but a few years ago when I was at her house, I saw it again, and I mentioned to her that I would really like to have it someday, and she actually just gave it to me. Her sister made this for her, and the years on the bottom in the 80s. So John actually started the painting because I hate painting, so it was very nice of him. I made a coffee. I did wash all of the vintage towels and stuff, and then I hung them to dry overnight. There's a little Joni. She's so cute. I just got these cats recently, if you're new, so I'm still so obsessed with them. And there's Betty. So while the paint was starting to dry and stuff, I thought I would like tidy this linen closet a little as like something to do. It's right outside the bathroom, so I was condensing some of my sprays, and there was just like so much stuff in there. I really have been in like a major decluttering mode lately. I never use this, but I never want to like throw stuff away either. We got it during like 2020 for obvious reasons. I use it occasionally, I guess, if one of us gets sick, but like we never get sick, really. To be honest, I think I've had like one cold in the last 5 years. So I always think I should declutter it, but I ended up keeping it, I think. I don't know. It's still like 3/4 of the way full. Anyway, I think this is the next day, so I'm making my coffee, getting the fall vibes going with some pumpkin creamer. This makeover wasn't going exactly how I like thought it was going to go when I was painting. I felt like I wasn't sure about the color. I do love it now, especially that it's all put together, but I was having some serious like, oh my God, was this a good choice? But here's the paint color. So I really wanted to go with like a harvest gold for the walls. And I ended up getting this paint called Harvest Time. People always ask about the paint. I get the paint from like a hardware store here that's only in Canada. So like it's just their brand. So you're not going to be able to find it unless you also live in Canada and go to Canadian Tire. But here at this point I was like still unsure about it, but I think it was partly because of the tape being up, and it was just so different. I wasn't used to it. I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I love it now. So after I got the tape pulled off and got it all finished, I was sitting with it for a while, and I was like, okay, I'll just wait and see. So somehow Joan got tangled in the curtains there, and she got scared when I came out. But I put the curtains up, and they were longer than I thought they were. I must have like not measured correctly. They're the kind of material that wouldn't be easy to sew either. So I was like, whatever, I'll just, raise the curtain rod if I need to. Hung up the shower curtain. I got the lights put back together. These little pictures I had in the previous bathroom. I'll link the tour to the bathroom prior to me doing this. I put my shelf back up, which I love. That's why I just left. I took out all of the screws and everything and patched all the holes, but I just left those screws because I knew I wanted to put it right back up. Here's little Joni sleeping in her chair. She's like favorite spot to sleep. It's so adorable. Betty loves sleeping by the window. And so the shelf's back up. Love the shelf. I thrifted it for I think $10. I did just put the Kleenex box here. We do have like a plug here, but it's not actually connected, I don't think. I don't know what the deal is with that. But I got my hand towel rack back up and all of that. I did put these two towels together kind of behind the door. Really like the way that those two look. And so then I had all the extra towels, so I thought I would do a little stack like I had previously, but I just didn't like it. And then I took the brown one out and I still didn't like it, so I ended up just putting those towels back up there. I wish it was like an avocado green and a harvest gold, but I looked to try and find that color towel and I just had no luck. But I put the bath clock up there, and then I did hang a fake fern in here. I had bought a big pack of fake plants when I was doing the living room makeover, and I had a fern left over, so I just put it in there. But I was thinking about getting a fake eucalyptus to put in there. So I did hang the hook in the shower there, but I put the mats down and it was like really starting to come together. And I did this like vintage laundry hamper here. I did have another one that was more 50s and that one's a little bit more 70s. But here is kind of like what you see when you're coming down the stairs and looking into the bathroom, and it's such a different vibe than the pastel, but I'm really liking it. So I did end up just tucking the curtains in. There's a towel bar here that we never really use, but it's screwed into the tiles. So I just, there's no point in taking it down and just having holes in the tiles, but I just put that there and put a towel over it, and I'm not minding the way that looks. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. But I'll probably end up doing like a full-blown like bathroom tour, but I feel like it's still not totally finished yet. Like there's a few things I'd like to maybe hopefully find. There's Joan sleeping. It's where she likes to sleep, at the top of the stairs. And then Betty is a very big, she likes to burrow into things. So she's always under the covers looking like her adorable self. She just turned 5 months last week. She's super cute. I think I said 5 months and not 5 weeks. That's what I meant if I accidentally said 5 weeks. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at my bathroom makeover. I'm so happy. I'm actually feeling so good that I've been putting a bunch of work into like doing the things that I want to do in the house. It feels really good. And I've been in a major like declutter mode. Right now I'm doing like the den, or like converting it from a dining room into a den, so it's like taking all of my time and energy. And I'm also working on like a bedroom makeover too, because I just found some pieces of vintage furniture yesterday, which you'll see in I just filmed a couple thrift with me's yesterday, and that's where I found them, and I'm so excited. Anyway, life is pretty good. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'm not sure if I'll have a video on Tuesday or not, but I'll have another Thrift With Me video on Thursday for sure. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.